The 20th of October, Thomas, is a special day in the calendar. Do you know why?
I'm going to assume that Liverpool play Man United.
It is actually the 14th anniversary of the movie Mallrats.
Let me just slouch down in my chair, because clearly I don't need to pay attention for a lot of this video.
No, of course I'm talking about Liverpool versus Man United, and it seems like it is going to be D-Day, or the destiny of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to hinge on this one game. Before we get into that, I would like to welcome in Manchester United fan and associate of the channel, Thomas Pickering. Obviously, we haven't really spoken since the Newcastle game. I'm going to guess you were very happy after that one.
I mean, a team set out 5-4-1 against Man United, clearly looking for a draw, and they came away with a 1-0 win. Yes, Ian, I'm ecstatic about the result. The ironic thing is, they came in at 5-4-1, and I'm sat there coaching a bunch of 18 to 21-year-olds, which is the entire age range of boys I coach. And one of the boys goes, Jesus Christ, like Newcastle set up with a 5-4-1, and I just went, they're going to win 1-0 away from home. It's going to happen, or 1-0 at home. Nothing about that match surprised me in any way, shape, or form. The Man United have been getting more and more wayward, less and less directed play. It's less and less an ability to break down opponents. The speed that we thought was going to characterize a counter-attacking side just isn't there. It's non-existent. They're not even playing to the strength of the counter-attack. A little bit like a well-known nation we know that claims to play counter-attacking football, but never seems to counter-attack.
People seem to be taking a lot of delight in Manchester United being this bad.
Oh, yeah.
Talking that they're going to get relegated, talking that, like, is this the worst team for like 30 years? Talking like almost talking as if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is like completely incompetent. A year ago, he inherited this side from Mourinho. Mourinho couldn't get anything out of these players. They got rid of him. They got Solskjaer in. He did a really good job. And if you think about that day where they beat PSG, who wouldn't have given him the job after that?
Well, no, Woodward is supposed to be a businessman. He's supposed to be in charge of $1 billion a year industry, right? And yet he's giving out contracts because you've done well for literally 5 weeks at your job. Yet no other job hands you a permanent fixed-term 4-year contract after 5 good weeks. They said, we're waiting till the summer. They said, we're getting a director of sport, and they aren't doing that. So, like, what?
Yeah. The director of sport thing's really bad because they promised they would get one in, and it's 10 months down the line now, and they haven't.
They're not even close.
Not even like they just hope that that's all gone away. That game though against PSG, where they won it.
Yeah, I remember.
And all the Man United ex-players. I remember Rio Ferdinand literally just banging the table, going like, "Give him the job now! Give him the job now."
Man United might not thank me, but get the contract out, put it on the table. Yeah. Let him sign it, let him write whatever numbers he wants to put on there, give him what he's done now since he's come in, and let him sign the contract and go. Ollie's at the wheel, man, he's doing it, he's doing his thing. Man United are back.
Obviously, in hindsight, that was a silly thing to do. But at that time, that was almost like what everybody at Manchester United wanted. And I know it's not worked out very well, but if they wouldn't have gone with Solskjaer, and let's say they got somebody else in, and they haven't done a good job, they would be saying now, oh, they should have just kept with Ole.
Yeah, but you know what the difference is? They could get Ole back anytime because he coaches at Mold.
He does.
Whereas now we're on the hook for 4 years of probably paying him in the range of like $100,000 a week, and they're gonna sack him. He's never keeping his job at this point.
Do you think that if they lose to Liverpool, do you think he's gone?
He's only gone if they do a bit like, you remember when Mourinho got sacked after the Liverpool result, roughly the same time last year?
Yeah,
and it was because it was a listless performance. If they play listlessly again against Liverpool, he'll get sacked, because literally that's when the home fans turn. And the home fans right now like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They believe in Solskjaer. They don't believe in Woodward. But it's getting to a point where the football, again, just like under Mourinho, is so poor.
Yeah.
And like, people are saying we don't have the right players, blah, 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 blah. You're putting 18-year-olds in the squad. I've never seen 18-year-olds look less interested in running. Like, what has Marcus Rashford achieved in his career? What has Jesse Lingard achieved in their career? What have they done to be superstars? Because they act like it. They do the ads, they've got the endorsement deals, they're all over your fucking television, they're all over it. And then they go out and play football and they're subpar at best. You have players like Juan Mata who literally can't get 2 matches in a row without being yanked out for a poor performance. You're like, well, he is literally 12 years of experience of doing well. But he can't get in the team. But these young kids you're putting in that we're told are incredible. Look at fucking Chelsea. Pardon my language, I'm frustrated. You look at Chelsea, their young players are trying, they're working really hard. You don't go out, like, I haven't watched Mason Mount once and thought, like, why is he in the team? I know why he's in the team, I can see it week in, week out. Tammy Abraham may miss shots every now and then and cause a problem, but he puts himself at the center and does something. No one at Man United is taking responsibility. And then they all come out and talk really progressively and like grown-ups. At the end of the day, unfortunately, the manager is held to account. And this manager doesn't look like he's getting the best out of the players, nor does the general manager look like he's getting the best out of the manager, the players, or the club anymore.
One of the things Solskjaer always talks about at the end of the game, whether they win, lose, or draw, whether they have a shitty 0-0 draw against Alkmaar, whether they lose to Newcastle, is I was impressed with the performance of the players. And he always talks about we're building something. Now,
yes, we're building a relegation case.
I actually think he generally believes that he is. But
I mean, he has to, right? If not, he's not a normal human being. Like, you can't come out like if he. I said that like the other day when I was coaching a team, and someone's like, "Oh, I thought you knew you were going to lose this game," and I went, "No." Like, I'm not going into a match thinking we have a great chance, but no one goes into a match thinking they're going to lose, right? You think you're in for a battle, but no one goes into a football match thinking they're going to lose. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't about to do that. Because the day he goes into a match thinking he's going to lose is the day he quits coaching football, because what is the point? The problem is, no one can see what he's building.
They're trying to just get rid of all the dead wood and the crap, and they're probably accepting the fact that they're not going to be in the Champions League for a couple of years, still relying on the big names of Manchester United to draw in players and try and build through the youth team. Because they still have bought in like Wan-Bissaka and Maguire, but they just cannot get a tune out of people like Pogba, out of people like Fred, who's just a freaking joke. Might be one of the worst Man United players ever. And I do think Man United will lose to Liverpool, and unfortunately I do think Solskjaer's going to go. If they do manage to get a result, I think he's there for the season.
Oh God,
on
that's
this
the
one
worst.
Game,
it's literally, it's like the PSG match all over again. Like
I honestly do.
But
I think that the board are quite content knowing that the fans aren't going to really get on the back of Solskjaer. I don't really know Solskjaer, but I'm going to guess did he score important goals for Man United in the past?
No, never. No record of success whatsoever.
I mean, I know Champions League final. I mean, that's no Trevor Hebbard in 1986 in the Milk Cup final for Oxford against QPR. Do you want Solskjaer to go?
I think truthfully, I kind of do. And it has nothing, like, I coach football, and like, you never really want to wish ill on anyone else in a position of that stress and stuff. But like, you look at pictures of him. He's aged 20 years in like 9 months. And he's gone straight from coaching Mould to coaching Man United. He was, no offense, a failure at Cardiff.
I was just going to get to that, because I did look at his Mould record as well. And like, he won trophies way back in like 2011, 2012. But when he went back, he wasn't like a guy that got instant success. He really built success. He built his team there over like 5 or 6 years, and they got steadily better as they went on.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether he's expecting to get that sort of time at United. It's naive if he does to think he's going to get that time at United. But he doesn't seem like a manager that's going to get a quick fix.
It's not that you want a quick fix, right? It's that you want to watch football that can even mildly inspire you. Like, this Man United side seem to get worse every game. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has taken on that mantle of David Moyes and Jose Mourinho, where they used to say something post-match and you were looking at them like, were you at the same match?
The Alkmaar game was really bad.
Oh, it was stunning as well that, like, I do a lot of, if I can't watch the match, I follow it on the BBC because I'm at work or something. And it's amazing how quickly the BBC, like the guys who just type up the stuff are like ripping apart the things he says. And like one of the guys, I think it's Simon Stone or something, I don't know what his name is, but he's like everything that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said post AZ Alkmaar sounded like a lie. He's like, nothing he said sounded real, it was all delusional. Good performance, we could have won. And it's like, the chances aren't there. You're not creating chances, and you're not dominating possession enough, and you don't look secure at the back. David De Gea has gone backwards under Solskjaer. The one thing Man United had was the best goalkeeper on earth. And a guy that just kept pulling off highlight reel after highlight reel, who'd get in the Premier League Team of the Year despite Man United shipping like a goal and a half a game. Because he was so good.
I think he's hoping to sell him so they can get the money.
What do you get for a goalkeeper? £30 million? Like, they're not even worth anything. But he's not going anywhere anyway. No one wants him. Where?
Gunnar City. Solskjaer's stats since that PSG game are absolutely damning. I mean, this season they've been poor. I think they've had something like they've only won 6 out of 23 games since that PSG game, and that includes the penalty shootout against Rochdale.
Which, as you said, does that count as a result?
Not if it's against Oxford, but against Man United in this instance it does. Let's say he does go, and they're looking for a new manager. I'm going to reel off some names, and you're going to tell me whether you want them in or not.
All right.
Okay. But first, is he a Sith Lord?
A Sith Lord?
That's why he's aged 20 years. That's like the real skin under the real.
I suppose. Yeah.
Let's start. First name on the list: Thomas Tuchel.
Yes.
Zinedine Zidane.
No.
Laurent Blanc.
No.
Antonio Conte.
No.
Massimiliano Allegri.
No.
One thing we have learned is my pronunciation is stellar. One person, this is actually one I actually think might be a good fit in the short term. Carlos Ancelotti.
Maybe. Yes.
Plays good football.
Yes.
Used to the Premier League.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is going to be one how quickly you can say no. Rafael Benitez.
No.
Okay, but now you might change tune. Edward Howe.
Yes. Categorically, yes.
Sean Dyche.
Yes.
Really?
I mean, like, honestly, do you know the weird thing is, like, Man United don't look like they're trying, and the one thing you get out of a Sean Dyche team is, like, all of a sudden Man United wouldn't score, but they wouldn't concede.
I was convinced you were going to say no to that, and I was going to say, why Howe and not Dyche? But you've avoided all of those questions.
Usurped your questions.
Chris Wilder.
No.
Chris Wilder has championships at every side. He hasn't got one.
Did you actually ask this question for the sole reason just to talk about Chris Wilder, if we're being honest here?
A little bit. But he is an English manager that's done well for many years. He's done well at Sheffield United in the Premier League. They always talk about English managers never getting a chance.
I'll tell you what, when Roy Hodgson leaves Palace, Chris Wilder can go over there.
Sam Allardyce.
No.
He's a fixer.
At least he might buy as a result.
And finally, here's one we can all agree on.
Yes.
I've searched all around the world to find the perfect fit for Man United, and I found him. The Man United manager should be Bob Bradley.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
Bobcat Bob.
I'm gonna go. I don't want to do this anymore. Goodbye.
Okay, well, I think we've spoken about this much enough. If you like this sort of video, then obviously please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And let us know in the comments if you want us to do more of these sort of styles of video, and we will certainly do them. I've got nothing else to say. Tom, any final thoughts?
Looking for detailed football analysis? Probably in the wrong place.